settling 1 million families. That is what they're saying at Zero Hero Properties Limited. I'm sitting with their CEO and I'm trying to understand exactly how they are going to do that. So welcome to the show, and let's get into matters of investment, especially in the world of real estate. If you're a youngin who is watching this show, we want you guys to own property because that is something that appreciates with time, yeah? So let's take a look at what the CEO is saying. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Jambo.
Jambo. Habari yako, you're looking very sharp.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I like your tie especially.
Asante sana.
What you say, if someone is giving you a compliment, especially on a specific thing, they're trying to make you see what they have. So nice tie.
I think I love yours also.
Yeah,
looks nice and good on you.
Asante sana.
Yes.
So you guys are settling 1 million families.
Yeah.
But before we get into that conversation, maybe a little introduction to yourself and the company that you're on.
Thank you so much. Hello viewers, my name is Joseph Isreal, the director, CEO, Zero Hero Properties Limited. And I'm pleased and glad being in this show today, Biashara Tuesday. So I welcome you all, and let's learn 2 or 3 things about investment.
Right. So how are you settling 1 million families?
We have a big vision as Zero Hero Properties Limited. And one of the major issues that we have seen in our society, we have an issue of people need homes. Watu wanahitaji makao. They need homes. They need a place where they can call, this is my home. They need to settle. That is it. And the reason why we came up with the vision of settling 1 million families, we know that so many Kenyans, especially who are in Nairobi or in maybe I can talk of urban areas. Maybe there are people who depend on maybe rental houses. And it is known that most of our salaries, most of the money that we earn is spent on rent.
Right.
So we are looking for a way where we can settle our people. And because as you talk to young men here, even as a young man who gets a job here, even in Nairobi,
right,
after being employed, one of his or her dream is to get a place where we can say, I need a place I can say, this is my home. I don't need to pay any rent. So through that vision, we saw a need whereby we can settle people, and we had a target. So of course we have so many people in Kenya who need homes,
but 1 million
but we
homes
said we want to start with 1 million.
Right, that will be quite a number.
Once we hit the 1 million, then we can go now to the next another 1 million or 2 million, and by we shall have achieved our dream.
Yeah, and rent is a problem because I was taking a look at the Business Daily this morning. I'm seeing that MPs want landlords to vacate you if you're not paying your rent even once. They give you just 1 month period, as opposed to what we had 3 months. So people need to own property, need to have a home that they go to.
That is very true, and that should be a wake up call to our Kenyan people who are watching us. And there is a need for you to start planning on how you can own your own property. For example, if you tell maybe someone who was watching us who has a challenge of paying rent, I've ever been there. So
you have been there?
Yes, I've passed through.
Is that the motivation towards Zero Hero Properties?
Actually, let me tell you. Before I got to where I am as a CEO, I wasn't born a CEO, of course. I have walked a journey.
Right.
I have walked a journey.
Definitely.
And I can testify and say there are so many other people who are watching us. Others are students. Others are small business people. Other people are jobless. They are also watching us. And rent is an issue to so many people. So if you tell someone that you're going to vacate my house
in a month,
in 1 month, because you're not in a position to pay rent, it will be a very big issue.
Right.
And we would want to encourage them before that bill is passed. Tafadhali jipange
mwende Zero Hero Properties.
Because now if a landlord tells you, of course the landlord is in business. These landlords, sometimes they have loans they are paying. So if you
have their own pressure,
if you are told by the landlord that you need to vacate my house, and the issue is hujaweza kunilipa. So the question is, how are we going to get to another house? You see,
Right,
it is
that
a
is
hassle also.
That's a hassle.
It is
Moving
a
from house
hassle
to
also
house.
because now sio pesa uko nayo umekataa kulipa.
right.
So we are telling people that, and we are encouraging them today and this morning that you can partner with us, Zero Hero Properties Limited. We see how you can start your journey of investment. Yes.
Right. Now, is there that much property that will total up to 1 million that you guys are having? Or what are some of those real estate properties that you guys have at Zero Hero?
Okay, now there is a saying that says a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. So what we
1
did,
million homes begin with one house.
I'm telling you, actually we may not give you a home or a house, but what we usually do, we encourage you to own a land. And because now you cannot build a home kwa shamba ya wenyewe bwana.
Right.
You can't build a home in your neighbor's land. So in the first approach and the first step is to own a piece of land. If you own one, then you can build the house that you want.
Right.
And you may not have that much money to build a big mansion, but even a mabati house can also do good for you.
Right.
As you hustle, as you look for a job or something, and later in the future you build your dream house.
So I'm saying we haven't actually taken a look at the spectrum of property that you guys have. So what do you deal from land to property? I'm seeing here also a couple of other stuff that you have. What is the scope of stuff that you have at Zero Hero Properties?
For now, we have a big dream and a big vision. Of course, in terms of when you talk about real estate, it's a bit broad. But we as a company, we have started with the idea of mobilizing people to own land. So we have started with the initial stage, owning a land. Once you own a land, then from there, the next step as a company, we are looking for one to see whereby we can build houses, but we are not yet there. That is something we are just working on.
Right.
And once it is ready, we are still going to introduce it to our people.
Why Zero Hero? That's quite an interesting name.
Zero Hero, from zero to hero.
From zero land to hero land.
Now, let me tell you something. There are so many people who don't even know the reason why they should invest. And majority in Kenya, they usually say that wale watu ambao ununua shamba ni wale watu ambao wako na do. No, we want to encourage everyone that anyone who is watching us is a potential investor. So it doesn't matter whether you're a civil servant, you're a businessman, you're not yet employed, you are the investor.
You know, it's easy to say that because you are Bwana CEO and you might have the money for that, but how much then is property? How much is land?
Actually, in Kenya, we have land is a bit, it's not that expensive. In some areas, but in some areas like Runda, nimesikia umetaja Runda.
Watu wa Runda wanakutazama leo.
Of course. So it depends. And of course, it depends on how much money you're earning. But that one doesn't limit you to become an investor because we have affordable land, not even in our company, but in Kenya. We have areas where land is not that so much expensive. And even before we sell our property, we usually encourage you to become an investor. Reason, for this one reason, the people who know this area called Roiro or Kamakis or anything, there was a time that those plots were sold at 20,000. Right now, those plots
are very expensive.
They are very expensive. So the people who took the first stage, the first step to invest, right now, the people who invested in those areas, walichukua pesa kidogo, but now they are celebrating because they are millionaires.
Right.
Now we have people who can buy land at 20,000. Or even 50,000 or 100,000. The best thing you can do is to look for those areas. It might not be Nairobi because Nairobi, of course, the value is a bit very high and
so
crazy.
Is this something that you do? You go and take a look at some of the places that probably in the next 5 years will be prime property?
Very true, very true. And for example, we have some properties in Matu. Do you know Matu?
Yeah, I know Matu, in Ukambani.
Ukambani.
Yes.
And Matu is not very far from here because it is an hour's drive from where we are. Actually, it is just an hour's drive.
Right.
You are at Matu.
True.
With 150, you have a piece of land, a plot with a size of 50 by 100.
How big is that?
A 50 by 100.
150,000, Bob, for a 50 by 100.
A 50 by 100, you have a plot. In other ones, we call them an eighth.
An eighth.
An eighth of an acre.
Right.
So, and Matu is not far. So if I tell you to come with 150 at Matu, you can have a piece of land. And with time, it will appreciate. But I cannot tell you to come with 150 and purchase a plot in Nairobi. It is not, practical.
Yeah, that's not feasible.
So that is where we are saying we are encouraging you to invest. And it doesn't matter the distance. One thing with land and soil, you cannot go wrong on soil.
Right.
It always appreciates. So now Matu we are selling at 150, but in years back, there was a time we were selling even at 80,000.
That low.
Yes, 80,000.
Now that has appreciated because I'm sure the highways, the roads, infrastructure.
Very
also.
true, very true. So we are encouraging our young men who are watching us today. We are encouraging our businessmen who are watching us today, the people who are in Kenya and outside the country, to invest in Kenya.
So now, how are the payment plans looking like? Do you have options where someone can pay? Also, please delve a bit more into investment. How does one become an investor before they own property as well?
The first thing that you're supposed to do is to have that mind in you that you want to take this journey of investment. There are so many areas where you can invest, but I usually encourage people. For example, my brother here, you are now in this station KUTV. So for now, I can tell you, I can encourage you to invest in property. Reason now, if you buy a plot with Zero Hero Properties Limited, it can't. If you buy a land in Zero Hero Properties Limited, for instance, for now, it won't hinder you from coming to work. Because once you come to Zero Hero Properties Limited, I take you to Matu, you purchase a plot. You can fence the plot and leave it there. So it is an investment. So it won't take your time.
Right, so I invest and leave it there. That won't take me time.
It won't take your time as you work. If you're working in a company, you utanunua shamba, uiache hapo, then you go back to your workplace.
Right.
So we are encouraging our young men to start investment.
So now, what are the payment options? Is there a way I can pay in installments? Nikupatie 50,000, niongeza au kwa 100 baadaye, fence kidogo, is there something like that?
You have already said it. Come with the 50,000 and I'll give you 6 months to clear the balance.
Wow.
Yes.
For real?
Yes.
Is that, do you do it customized to every client, or is there a standard rate?
No. We usually say, for example, sometimes we ask for 50%, then you clear the balance within 6 months. But sometimes we say, come with the 50,000 you've talked about. And if, for example, the plot at Matu is 150, if you give me 50,000, then you clear the 100 within 6 months. Within those 6 months, you'll find that it is so much easy to own a piece of land.
That is quite easy.
And I usually tell people, the people who invest, it doesn't mean that they have a lot of money. No. Ni ile hali ya kujikaza, kujinyima.
Ni watu hawataki kujituma.
Ni watu hawataki kujituma. I tell the young men, because they are listening to us and watching us, before you do a Subaru,
before ukwe Subaru boy,
kabisa,
kuwa na
think also of something like owning a property.
Right.
Because if you do a Subaru today,
people are feeling very targeted and attacked.
if you do, it is a good machine. It is a good thing to do. But you can also think about on how you can generate some more income. Investment is more of generating an extra income. I usually encourage people to follow the multiplication principle. So if you have 1,000, think on how you can multiply that money.
Right.
Because if you have 100,000 and spend 1,000, now you have 99,000 is no longer 100,000.
Yeah.
But if you multiply the 100,000, the profit that you get, you can spend it the way you want.
Right.
Yes.
So now, before I come and get a piece of property with Zero Hero Properties, what kind of documentation should I have as I come through?
The first thing, once you are purchasing any property in Kenya, especially when it comes to land, there are documents that you're supposed to have that will be required when we are doing the transfer. One of them is the KRA PIN. Another one is the ID, a copy of the ID, and 2-colored passport. Hizo tu peke yake.
Hizo tu na ushakuwa na kashamba.
Uko na kashamba, hiyo ingine ni pesa.
Already I have all those, ni pesa tu sasa nafaa ni shikanishe vizuri.
I'm telling you.
Right, now the different properties that you have, how do you determine which one is the one that you want to take and then give it out to clients? Because there's a lot of land in Kenya, obviously. There's land in Kisii, in Matu, in Kisumu. So how do you select the places where you want now to set up Zero Hero for clients?
Thank you so much. There are so many things that we usually do before we even introduce any project to our client. There is a lot of due diligence that we do. There is a lot of doing a lot of search. We have to check whether the land is has any issue, because we usually take the risks before we even introduce our clients. So we solve them if there is any. So we take you to a very safe place, because we don't want to hear ya kwamba tulikupeleka mahali
msituni
alafu tena umepata issues.
Kweli.
So some of the things that we look at are the pricing also. We also, because of our targets, because we have various clients. We have those people who have much money. We have those people who nasikia siku hizi wanaitwa hustlers.
Kitu
kitu kidogo wanajipanga. So we usually look at those areas, and we also look at the distance also, and how can it benefit you in the future.
Right.
Kuna so kitu umesema msitu. We wouldn't want to take you to msitu, because before that property appreciates, it might take time.
Okay.
So we look at the value, what are the amenities in the infrastructure, what are the projects coming in that area, so that now once you invest with Zero Hero Properties Limited after some years, then you shall get some returns.
So this work ensures that you guys have high quality property.
Yes, a lot. We do a lot of work before we even introduce any project. It entails a lot of work.
So does someone get a tour of the place that they want to purchase first, or how does that happen, the transaction?
Yes. Every especially in our company, we usually have site visit. Before you purchase our property, we take you for a site visit, and which happens every day. For example, if you want to go to the areas that we have said Matu, so it is every day. But
so today it is happening?
Yes, it is happening. Actually, today we have other people who are we have other properties actually. We have properties along Kangundo Road, at a place called Kantafu. Kantafu is just past Mara hapo ndipo tulipatia Omosh. So then
I want us to get to that too. So you have property in Kangundo Road.
Kangundo Road. Yes.
Any other place
yes,
that you've missed?
And Kitengela also, a place called Kisaju. So for Kisaju, we are selling 50 by 100, we are selling at 800,000. Laki nane. And for Kantafu, we are selling at 500,000. That's a 40 by 80.
Okay. So
Yes.
is there a difference in pricing in locations? Let's say like an eighth is 150,000 here, but elsewhere it is 200.
Yes, it is because of the valuation. Utapata ya kwamba in these areas, for example like Kantafu, it is a metropolitan. So ni karibu sana na Nairobi. So watu wamejenga hiyo area. It is a place where it is you can access Nairobi very easily. But Matu, it will take you a distance. So it depends on the valuation.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm seeing also now Omosh. How is Omosh here on your website? Tell us a little, just maybe a little bit about it. Kizangla namuona hapa anataka kakitu.
Kizangla has been a friend of our company for years. even before history yake ya kulia nini alikuwa na mashida matatizo, we even knew him because we used to give him some work. He used to work for us for some adverts, activations hivi. With another guy called Kebunja. So
yeah, I'm seeing him here on a motorbike.
Yes, we had engaged them earlier, even before we met. And that is how we met.
Right now.
Then baadaye sasa, of course unajua sasa mtu ambaye anapatiwa mambo ya activations tu anafanya ka advert, alafu sasa atapatiwa wakati mwingine kipatikana opportunity. So later tukasikia report ya kwamba ako na matatizo. Yes.
All right. So
that is how we came in.
That's how the team came in. So something that just happened recently.
Now actually, and so many people asked me the reason why I gave out that plot actually. The plot was worth 500,000, half a million. And actually I gave him for free. I didn't even ask him even a coin even today, and I won't. And it was a motivation to him. I really wanted him to settle. Because having our vision of settling families, he was one of the families that we wanted him. When you empower a man, you have also empowered a family also. That is of the principles I usually believe. Because sasa if Omosh halipi rent, unajua alikuwa na shida ya kulipa rent for the whole year. So I was so much touched because I knew if I give him money, it is not enough. But if I give him a place where he can call home,
a permanent place,
as he goes to his hustling jobs, he has a place where he can say, sasa hapa silipi rent, hakuna mtu ananiuliza, anashughulikia unga na school fees peke yake.
Kweli. That's a very good move from Zero Hero Properties.
We thank you. We thank God for that.
Right.
And we also encouraging our young men and the celebrities because they are also watching us. We are telling them
and
now
also hosting the shows.
Yes. And we are telling them the people right now that you're at your peak. Right now that you're peak, it is now the high time uanze kujipanga. Because now after 5 years we have new generations. New generations are being born. There's people who are depending on and creatives wanaitwa the people hao wanaingia tu wanafanya mambo ya creative.
The creative industry.
Creative industry.
It's coming up.
Yes. So after 5 years utaisikia another person has come up. So if you run out of ideas, pengine mtu mwingine atakuja alete yake. And the musicians here, we also telling them leo ndio uko na kakitu. Your song is ndio inasikika sahi, wewe ndiye on top. But after 5 years or 10 years, someone else will be there. So right now that you are at your peak, jipange baba.
Pata kashamba, wachana na mambo ya kukondisha. And you know something with life. And I was telling someone, and it's something that we need also to consider, that even at your old age, you know, you still require money. You still require food. If you're a civil servant here, even after your retirement, you still require money. So kama haukujipanga, kama bado uko kwa nyumba za kukondisha, landlord bado watabisha mlango, I need some rent. True.
And because now you are employed and the salary is not coming in, juu haukujipanga, utaumia sana.
Kweli.
Utaumia. So tunawaambia kama jipangeni sasa.
Are you planning to expand out of these regions that you've mentioned, maybe into other places outside that are not near Nairobi?
Yes. Actually, we as a company, our vision is to move all around our country. And there is something that we have started. If you go to our platforms, Facebook, there is something we are calling Zero Hero Investors Club. We have come up with a club because we want to reach all regions in Kenya. We have people who want plots in Kisumu. There are people who are asking for plots in Mombasa
and Kisii.
Others in Kisii, others in Meru, and we are telling them we are coming. It is right now that we are just in these few areas, but we are coming.
Right.
And if you just join the club, you shall be updated in the areas that we shall be coming. And because we have a vision of even reaching those areas and encouraging people to invest.
Right.
Yes.
Asante sana. That was quite a conversation. I wish we had more time to get into this because I feel like there's so much we can discuss here. But maybe your last remark to people who still think that it's expensive to own land. You know, we have this conversation and watu wako like, what do you pesa ni mingi? What will you tell them maybe also as we get to how they can join where to get more information on what is coming up ahead?
Thank you so much. My encouragement to our people who are watching us today is that investment is the right way to do. The role of multiplication. If you have some money, think on how you can invest that money so that you can multiply that money. Because now, if you spend what you have, it is also another hassle to get some more money any other time. So we are encouraging you to come to Zero Hero Properties Limited, and so that we can discuss and see on how we can assist you to acquire maybe a property, maybe a house, and how you can start this journey. And we are telling you that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. The only thing that you're supposed to do is to start.
Right.
And let me tell you something that I would also want to encourage our people who are watching us, that real estate in Kenya is still rising. And the properties that we have in Kenya, especially the people who, if I give an example in Nairobi area, bando zinapanda. So if you go right now, we are at Kantafu selling at 500,000. After a year, those areas we shall be selling at 1 million. So
Watu
washike mapema. The generation are still coming up.
Right.
Watu bado wanaendelea na kuzaana.
That's true.
So so the high time to invest, the high time to get something is now, because the size of our country is not expanding, but people are still coming in. Generation are still coming in.
Right.
So I encourage you today, you can visit our Facebook account as Zero Hero Properties Ltd. Talk to us, ask any question. We also in Instagram. Just get there, ask us any question. Yes, because of time we might not talk much, but ukiingia hapo uliza swali lolote. We have our numbers there.
Kweli.
And if you allow me, I can also give one number.
Please do.
Our number is 0720 70 70 80, 0720 70 70 80, and we have our offices at Spa Mall. If you come to Spa Mall, which is along Thika Road, just next to Nips College, third floor, room number T10, utapata office ya Zero Hero Properties Limited. We also have another office in Kitui, at a place called at a house called Bonus Mall. If you come to Bonus Mall, right opposite main stage, Kitui main stage, utapata offices at Zero Hero Properties Limited, and we are here to serve you.
Kweli, they are here to serve you. Zero Hero Properties. Make sure that you check them out on all the platforms he's just said. That is Joseph Isreal. Anataka kuwapeleka Canaan, yeah? Israel, just like his name. So Zero Hero Properties all across social media platforms. Make sure that you also see their offices. They are said Spa Mall, third floor, room number
T10.
T10, yeah, got that correct. That is Bwana, CEO of Zero Hero Properties. He said he wasn't born a CEO, but he built up na pia alikuwa kwa rentals. Na mwisho sasa anataka kutupatia 1 million homes by 2030. Make sure that you're one of those people who get one of those homes by 2030. He wasn't born a CEO, but I was born a CEO. My teacher used to say, Richard Okenye and your company come to the front. But as for now, I'll take a short break. I'm coming back. This is still Biashara Tuesday.